Now it's recording. Okay, here we are at the Furman University tennis courts. Joan and I, Sister Joanne, and this court that Joan and I are looking at right now is called the Paul Scarpa Stadium Court.
Isn't that great?
Yeah. Now, who was Paul Scarpa, Joanne?
He was the coach here.
Yeah. For how long? Do you know?
No, but I know a
50
long time.
years.
Come on.
1965
50.
to, or 66, 67 time frame
Wow.
to something like that in the 2000s.
Yeah.
2000. I started umpiring in 2008, and I think he ended his coaching career in 2009 or 10.
That's
probably.
amazing.
Yep.
I know that he's probably their best.
Yeah, he had the longest winning record for sure.
Wow.
You know, longest record. Yeah.
That's why they
And he
honored
did.
him with
Yeah.
Paul Scarpa Stadium
That's right.
Court.
That's right. Yeah.
Honoring Paul Scarpa,
Yep.
Furman's tennis coach for over 3 decades,
Yep.
mentor to students and friend to all.
Yeah, there you go.
He was a friend of our family.
No,
It was really nice.
That's right. Really nice. And the courts over there used to be just, well, they're hard courts now. Right now, they're the men's varsity tennis courts. There are 6 of them. They used to just be additional tennis courts. And the ground that we're standing on now used to be another set of 6 concrete courts back in the 60s.
Yeah.
But Paul, with his work with local benefactors and Furman, of course, had this complex built. I don't know when exactly it was built,
Yeah.
but we're going to walk down on
You
Paul's.
know, George, this is the prettiest court
It is,
I have
isn't it?
ever seen. The colors, because Furman is purple or whatever that color
Yeah.
is. It is very pretty, and then you've got the bleachers for the
Yeah.
people to sit and watch.
Yeah.
It's one of the prettiest courts I've ever
It is,
seen.
isn't it? You know, the first tennis match that I ever umpired was on this court. I did a stand-up sort of chair umpiring test sort of match, but it was a real match.
Yeah.
And it happened to be between the #1 lady from the University of South Carolina
Wow.
and the #1 lady from Clemson.
Wow.
South Carolina won.
Yeah. I know you were a good umpire.
Oh, no. No, I wasn't. And then, let's walk on over here. There's a whole other set of 6 courts,
Wow.
which is today the varsity ladies courts. And these are called Debbie Southern.
Southern Women Courts. How about
Yeah,
that?
yeah. And look how long she coached.
Honoring 31 seasons. Wow.
Yeah.
Almost 10
She was
for
very,
31
very
seasons.
good coach.
Wow.
Excellent coach.
1985. That's
Yep.
a long
And
time.
I believe she still lives around Greenville. I've seen her on the Swamp Rabbit Trail a
Yeah.
few times. But
Aren't they pretty?
these are the women's courts.
Ah,
And these courts used to be clay back in the 60s, and they were the men's varsity courts.
yeah.
And I'll never forget, it's not the same chain link fence, but basically along that side where there's still a newer chain link fence, Paul Scarpa helped me back in the right after he became coach, 66, 67, 68 time frame. He helped me with my serve, and I had a bad toss and I had a bad motion, and he just said, pull up, stand up right next to the chain link fence and try to serve over the fence, and that solved my problem. Not that I ever had a great serve, but it helped me
yes, you did.
get better. Yeah. And by the way, in case anyone watching this video doesn't know it, Sister Joanne here was the South Carolina girls champion, tennis champion. I think it was 1962, the last season that we were in South Carolina, because we went on to Texas, you know. Anyway, girls 14s. It might have been earlier than that. I
Yeah.
can't remember, but we'd
No,
have to go
it's
to the
happened.
Tennis Hall of Fame at Belton,
Oh,
to South Carolina, to see that, because
wow.
you're in it, because you won it.
Yeah. Wow.
Yep.
Now, this is a place where we used to go and play when I was
Yeah.
in clay courts.
Yeah,
I remember
exactly.
that. We came here a lot.
Dewey, our brother Dewey, played for Furman back from 1960 to 64 in tennis, and he helped maintain the clay courts a lot.
I remember coming here with you
Yeah.
playing, and Mom may have played on this
Yeah.
once, because remember we used to get her
Oh, I'm
out
sure she did.
every once. I
Yeah.
think this is where we
I'm sure
played.
she did. We played here, but we also played on the old girls' courts,
Yeah.
where the Cliffs Cottage and the
Oh, yeah.
vegetable garden is now.
Yeah, not here though.
And that's where Brother Douglas used to practice psychological warfare on the tennis court, because he was a Green Beret. Okay, well, with that note, we're going to end our tour of the Furman University Varsity
Is this
Tennis
where it
Courts.
is, where it can wave?
There you go.
All right.
Goodbye.
Bye.